I got to be honest, folks. I know Bears fans, some of you even said it, some jokingly said it, maybe some serious. I did not see this one coming. Tory Taylor, the Iowa punter, as the Bears draft pick in the 4th round at number 122 overall. I am shocked at this selection. We're going to break this down and kind of take a look at how this whole draft has played out for the Chicago Bears. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate you tuning in to Bears Now by Chat Sports. So Ryan Poles says, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go ahead and add another starter at punter. And if you're watching the draft live right now, Sketch is on the screen making the pick for the Texans. That is electric. But I want to know from you guys, what is your one-word reaction to the Bears selecting Tory Taylor, the punter out of Iowa? If you had to give me one word in the chat, and we are filming this live, so I can get a few shout-outs here as well. One-word reaction to the Bears selecting Tory Taylor out of Iowa. Shocked, good, go, wow, why, amazing, WTF, great. A lot of different answers in the chat. If I had to get one answer, I'm pretty shocked. I really am. I mean, I like Tory Taylor a lot. I did think he would get drafted. I just didn't think the Bears, who have 4 draft picks, would take him. Now, Trenton Gill has not been very good. And him right now, he's probably not feeling great because he probably just lost a job, if we're being honest. Maybe he's on the 90-man roster and competes in training camp, but Trenton Gill has not been good, especially last year. I thought he was better as a rookie than he was last year. Tory Taylor has had a lot of practice, for one, because Iowa punts all the time. And look, he's inside the top 200 of our draft rankings as a punter. And let me tell you, Tom Downey, our draft analyst, hates kickers and punters. So for him to put him in the top 200 is significant. Australian punter, 6'4", 225, by the way, is a pretty good athlete. The guy can absolutely launch the ball. I mean, you look at his statistics last year, average over 48 yards per punt, net of 44.2. What does that tell you? He keeps the ball inside the 20 a lot. When you practice for Iowa, you get a lot of reps there as a punter. Let's just be honest. 93 punts in a 13-game season. I mean, guys punt like 7-8 times a game. Long of 67. He can launch the ball. I would not have done this. I'll be honest. I would not have done this. I don't love it. But it is a clear upgrade at a starter. So there is some sound logic to it. I think the bigger thought I have just about beyond just taking a punter here is this kind of tells me a couple of things. One, it was true that a lot of teams did not value the depth in this draft. That's been talked about a lot leading up to the draft. And two, the Bears feel good about the roster construction they've built. Now, obviously, the defensive line still needs more. You're going to have to sign another edge after the draft at some point. I'd like to get another interior guy as well. We'll see how the Bears address that. But you get an upgrade at punter. Again, I wouldn't have done it. Maybe if you traded down and got a pick later, I would have. But listen, you're adding a clear starter in the 4th round, so it's not the worst thing of all time. And this pick is not going to make me think, change my opinion on how great of an offseason this has been. It's not like, well, Tory Taylor derails everything that Ryan Poles has done. I don't think that at all. Again, I wouldn't have done it here, but I don't completely think it's the worst idea of all time. You've made the offseason additions with Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Kevin Byard, Ryan Bates, Gerald Everett, and others. You draft Caleb Williams and Odunze and Kiran Amegadjie as well. Bears currently are out of draft picks. I think they're probably done unless they love a player late in the draft and they don't want him to hit undrafted free agency. Maybe they trade a future pick for a 6th or a 7th, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Ryan Poles has told us all along, hey, I'm comfortable with us having 4 picks. We've had extra picks the last couple of years. We have a couple extra next year. We've added key players with the draft picks we've traded. This isn't a deep draft. I'll take 4 players, and it appears that is what he has done here. Shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's reaction to the Tory Taylor draft pick for the Chicago Bears. We appreciate Game Time for sponsoring today's show. If you want to watch Tory Taylor hopefully never punt, because that means the Bears are winning, but when he does punt, you can see him launch them in the Windy City at Soldier Field. go download the Game Time app. Get tickets, the best prices available to all kinds of sporting events. Regardless of what city you are in, you can go take in hockey, basketball, baseball games, football games in the fall. Get $20 off with code CHATSPORTS. This is just a couple screenshot examples of events that could be available regardless of where you are, whether you live in Chicago or elsewhere. Download the Game Time app. They specialize in last-minute tickets, so if you wake up the day of a Cubs game, a White Sox game, etc., you are going to get the lowest price guaranteed. Flash deals, zone deals. They're trying to put butts in seats. Go check it all out. Download Game Time right now. Create an account. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. It's going to get you $20 off. We appreciate Game Time for sponsoring today's show. All right. So as of now, it looks like the Bears draft is kind of complete. Again, they don't have another draft pick. They're going to be busy during undrafted free agency because they have a lot of 90-man roster spots to fill. But you kind of recap it all real quick, and we'll have a Bears draft grades video later on where we rehash everything. But just kind of rapid fire here, just thoughts off the dome. Caleb Williams, listen, I mean, it's hard to take the wrong player at number 1 overall, but to get that pick, to have the luck to get that pick, and to have the thought to make the right selection, that is just very, very smart. You get Caleb Williams. You pair him up with Odunze. The Bears, Ryan Poles saying that in their simulations they thought it was 50-50 as to whether or not he would get there at number 9 overall. So you get Williams and Odunze. No second-round pick. You come back on day 3. You get Kiran, Amegadjie, talented developmental offensive tackle out of Yale. I think a future starter for this team. Probably not this year, but I think in 2025 he likely starts for this team somewhere. Ryan Poles didn't rule out him competing for a starting job this year, but did acknowledge that he probably would not this year. And then you come back here with Tory Taylor, which, listen, it's going to be split. A lot of you guys like this pick. I know a lot of you guys don't. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't have done it. I'm just, punter in the 4th round. It's just a little rich. But look, if the guy's a top 5 punter in the league, I can't really argue it because you've had bottom 3 punting the last couple of years. And that's not ripping Trenton Gill. It's just reality. Like, it has not been good. Gill did not pin people back. He kind of hit a flat ball, too. You want to put more airtime under it. And Tory Taylor just absolutely nukes the ball. Like, he was always going to get drafted. This was probably too early, but the Bears don't have a 5th and a 6th and a 7th. And if they couldn't trade down, they're like, hey, we really want to upgrade our punting situation. We're just going to take him because we feel like our roster is in a good position. So I'll go like C-. I don't really like the pick, but it is a starter in the 4th round. It is an upgrade over Trenton Gill, and I do think the Bears roster is in a place where they can afford to do this. So C- for me. I don't love it. I think there were players on the board that I still like that I would have taken. You look at some of the best available as we're filming this. I would have liked a guy like Austin Booker, although he's not the best athlete, so I'm not surprised the Bears didn't take him. Christian Mahogany was still there. Cedric Van Pran, who also isn't the best athlete, so maybe that's why they didn't take him. There were guys out there, Jared Wiley, that I liked, but hey, the Bears clearly aren't happy with their punting situation, and now they have to be thrilled if they're going to take Tory Taylor. So there you have it. That is the pick in the 4th round. Again, these were the picks coming into today. Caleb Williams, Odunze, and Kiran Amegadjie. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are still going to be live for the remainder of day 3. You never know. The Bears could end up back in the draft. We'll break down other picks as well, what's going on in the NFC North. We'll have some fun, do some drinking games, whatever you guys want to do. Subscribe, join us. We are live on the channel as our draft coverage continues here on Chicago Bears Now.